There has been another major update about the Colorado Avalanche, with one of their most important pieces possibly returning to the lineup soon. And yes, guys, I am talking about Captain Gabriel Landeskog. There has been new footage of him taking contact and playing very well in practice, which is honestly the most encouraging we have seen them. What is up, Avs Nation? This is Avalanche Digest, your number one source for all of your Avalanche news. Coming at you with some amazing news to see. I said I'd update you if I found something great, and I absolutely did. Take a look at this newest footage that has just emerged. So, in case you're confused as to what you just saw there, that was Gabriel Landeskog, the captain, taking power play one reps with the team. Yes, power play one. We're all saying that we're pretty much expect Landeskog to slot into that third line, but it seems like that might not just be the case. It might seem like he might try and make a go for the top six. And the fact that he's practicing with power play one, that was him in front of the net there, in case you couldn't tell, that is just such encouraging news. Now, Eric Johnson, longtime friend of Gabriel Landeskog and obviously longtime teammate, had this to say as well. That, of course, after practice, he didn't have to go through all of this to try and come back. He doesn't owe anyone anything. For him to put his body through this and try to come back to help his team is pretty special. And it'll be a great boost when he's back. Now, that is just such an amazing testament to Gabriel Landeskog in general. And honestly, I couldn't agree more with Eric Johnson. He definitely could have called it quits, but that's just not the kind of person he is. You see that by the footage and especially by the documentary that's releasing right now about his recovery process. He's hurt that he can't be out there with the team. He's absolutely just being torn apart by it. So it's so great to see that he's making great progress on his injury and honestly looks the best that he ever has. This is the best update that we have gotten in a very long time. The fact that he's actually in practice, taking contact. I said I would move my prediction to 99% going to play again if he was taking contact, and he's taking contact. So consider me a believer if I wasn't already. I mean, that is just so encouraging to see from the captain to try and come back and help this team. And honestly, if he comes back, which it's looking like he absolutely will for game one of the playoffs, the timeline is looking perfect for his recovery, then I see no reason why the Avalanche aren't going to go all the way to the Stanley Cup final. I mean, just look at what he does to this roster alone. Obviously, this roster has actually been constructed around not having Gabriel Landeskog. You've got the top six solidified. You have Druin taking an absolute sweetheart deal at 2.5 on the year. He's not going to keep giving you that, but having clarity on Landeskog is great. And the reason that the Avalanche can try this out in the playoffs without having a Stanley Cup problems is probably the best thing for this team. Because let's face it, let's say that Landeskog can't play again and we find that out in these playoffs. Then that's unfortunate and that's tragic. But he didn't count a single bit towards this roster's cap. And imagine if we got until next season and we said, okay, we've planned around it. Jonathan Druin's gone. He's with another team now. And we've planned around Landeskog having this $7 million in cap space filled up. Well, then 5 games into the season, what if he figures out he can't play anymore? What if it's too much for him? Then you now have $7 million that you can't spend until the trade deadline until you fix the spot. That is just a disaster scenario. So it is so great to have this opportunity for both Landeskog and the organization to just give it one last trial run to see if it can truly work. And it doesn't hurt either player or the organization. So it is not only is it a great way to drop them in for a playoff race, but it's also a great way to do it where it doesn't harm any full season because both this entire roster is constructed around not having Landeskog. And you can see on that left wing spot, if Landeskog is so good that a player like Lehkonen or Druin gets pushed down and takes VC's spot, then that is just even better. Because what you're expecting right now is him to basically come up and take VZ's VZ spots, Jimmy VZ that is, and he's got a very small cap hit at 800,000. But really, you're not looking to push out Kelly. You're not looking to push out O'Connor. So the only odd man out, really, on this whole roster is Jimmy Vesey. No real offense to him. He's just not been on this team. He doesn't really have the longevity to go forward. So having a guy like Landeskog slot in his spot could be great. But what if instead of Landeskog, it's Lehkonen moving down? And because Landeskog is just good to go, then you have like a Landeskog, Nelson, Netchis, or a Nichushkin type of line. That's crazy. That's basically akin to what they had to win the cup with. Just replace Nelson with Nazem Kadri and flank them with Nichushkin or Landeskog on either side, and you've got a pretty mean line. I mean, that would be so amazing if you could basically replicate that cup winning line by putting Landeskog on it. Really, guys, the possibilities are endless. And basically, Landeskog is going to get up from his IR spot that he's held in the press box for the last 3 seasons and basically say, here, Miles Wood, take my spot as the new bench warmer because you're not playing either. Sorry, that's a little Miles Wood shade. That was he didn't need to catch that stray. That's uncalled for. Sorry about that. But really, I mean, this lineup now runs into the problem of we have too many guys. So who comes out? And you're really having the conversation of you don't want to take a single person out because imagine if Kiviranta's healthy, then oh man, then we don't have the easy man out in Jimmy Vesey. Now we're really discussing, does Kiviranta come out? He's played so well this season. He's been great on the PK. Does Kelly have to come out? Now you go into the great problem of we have too many good players and we don't want to take anyone out, but we have to. Now, looking ahead at the rest of the NHL playoffs, really the Avalanche and Dallas are set in stone. That is going to happen. That is an absolutely guaranteed playoff matchup. And that's really what the Avalanche want, to catch Dallas while they're still coming back from injury. Both Tyler Seguin and Miro Heiskanen, even if they do play, won't be at 100%. So to catch Dallas in their most vulnerable position would be the best for the Avalanche because everyone else in this West does not scare me when it comes to coming out of the West. I think if the Avs, whoever comes out of that first round series with the Avalanche or the Dallas Stars, they're going to win the West and they're going to play in the Cup final. Now, the East, honestly, it's a crapshoot. Take whoever you want. We're definitely going to be talking more about the playoffs as time goes on and what I think my personal bracket will be. But really looking at the rest of the West here, I mean, obviously Winnipeg is a big threat, but they've never been able to prove it into the playoffs. So until they do, you're not looking at them as a serious contender. Vegas, still a good team, not the team they were when they won the Cup a couple seasons ago. So you're not looking at them either and saying that they have a huge edge. I would say other than Dallas, they're my next team up as being the most scary. But really, I think that I could easily say that the Avs would take them in a 7-game series. The Kings are going to lose to the Oilers again, year after year. I mean, that's not exactly a hot take. And everyone else really just is not that threatening in this division. It's unfortunate that the 2 best teams in the West, in my opinion, in the Avs and Dallas, are going to be out in round 1. One of those teams is going to be done, it's just unfortunate how the playoff setup is, but I am so excited to get the playoffs started. The rest of this season really is, it doesn't really matter. You're just waiting for those playoffs to start, and I am so excited. We're going to be covering that all the time. Don't forget to tune in so you don't miss a thing happening, and comment down below what you think is going to be the playoff matchup of the playoffs. What do you think is going to be the best round? What do you think is going to be the best story? Let us know. All right. Have a good one.